Let's review the nuts and bolts of the column refrigeration. Not too often do manufacturers get excited about talking about the refrigeration part of their cabinets, but in this particular case, I think we have a lot to talk about and a lot of things to review. One of the things that's unique, if you've ever had service done on your refrigeration before, you know you got to have some backup coolers with ice. The service guy comes out, spends about 2, 3, 4 hours trying to figure out what's wrong. Then they tell you finally, well, I don't have the part on my truck, so I'll come back tomorrow. Which means again, your refrigerator's all torn apart, laying in the sink, laying in coolers, and what do? Well, one of the unique things with our system is we design a cartridge. This cartridge is going to contain your evaporator, your condenser, your fan motors, your condenser motors. Basically, it's a self-contained refrigeration deck, all in one unit. And in the event that you should need service, you simply have to remove a few screws, remove the grill, remove a few grills or screws, pull the deck out. I can replace the whole refrigeration system at one single time. One of the reasons we did this is because we changed refrigerants. We went to R600, which is user-friendly. It's environmentally friendly. It's also 38% more efficient than 134A, which is now the common refrigerant being used in the market. And so if I look at the deck itself, having the capabilities of replacing my complete refrigeration system all at one time is a pretty phenomenal option to have. We have set up service companies that have been trained on how to service it, how to take care of it. So if the service guy comes out, he comes with the deck, they come into your home, they again remove the grill, remove a few screws, slide the old deck out, put a new deck in, and then we bring it back to Milwaukee where we refurbish it. Because again, we are a green manufacturer. We try to utilize everything we can as not to fill our landfills. Next.
And actually, sorry, one thing I was going to add on that too, that Tom was, just the ease of use and the time is, as when you're talking to consumers and talking to people about that have experienced service systems or sealed system replacements on their existing columns, ask about the experience of the product getting serviced, the fact that it had to be uninstalled and pulled out of the hole it's in. The beautiful part about this refrigeration deck is that once the product is in there, you don't have to uninstall it to do any work on that sealed system. To Tom's point, I just want to reiterate and really drive home that the ease and the post-sale experience is really smooth with a product like this. So from, Perlick and its DNA continues to carry through the commercial grade construction to every touch point and every part of, when you're looking at a unit, and that doesn't stop when we're looking at our hinges. So heavy duty concealed hinge supports up to 65 pounds worth of panels. The same hinge you're going to find in our wine columns, you'll find in our freezers as well as our fridge. And they're designed and tested for long-term performance, smooth operations, and just really be extremely durable. Also built into this hinge is a heavy-duty spring just to ensure that when the door closes, it closes and closes tightly. One thing we'll want to comment and mention here as well is all of our doors will come with a 90-degree pin. So if you need the door to stop at 90 degrees, there'll be a little bag with that pin in there. One thing to keep in mind, put that 90-degree pin in before you finish installing the product. Just makes everyone's life a lot easier. From there, some of the other things that, people have the ability to do is dual installation kits when you're installing multiple Perlick columns. So if you're doing a handle to handle or hinge to hinge, we have kits available. Now, when you're looking at those joiner kits or the dual installation kits, one thing to remember is that the anti-sweat kit is recommended when you're pairing with the freezer unit. It's not required when you're doing a fridge to a wine unit or 2 wine units together or 2 fridge units together. It's when you introduce that freezer unit. And a couple of examples or when you're actually designing and what that specs and that spacing needs to look like. One is just make sure that you're planning for an opening dimensions earlier, making sure that you know whether you're doing handle to handle or what your hinge configuration is going to look like. Be mindful of some of the gaps that are required when doing the hinge to handle, as you can see in that bottom right image, needing that 2-inch gap. And for more specifics and deeper dives into a lot of the planning and installation instructions, you'll find that on Perlick's website at perlick.com. As we continue with some of the accessories and things that you can add on when you're looking at the Perlick columns, one of my favorite accessories that we do is the side enclosure panel. This is a factory installed stainless steel panel, and it gives you that look of freestanding. Now, one thing I do love about our Perlick wine reserves and columns is the ability to be installed freestanding. So you wrap this unit with the stainless steel side trims that you see here, and it'll have an anti-tip bracket with it as well, so you can install it up against a wall with no cabinets around it. Really gives you a lot more applications and unique opportunities to put the Perlick columns. I want to drive home one key point with these side enclosures or side enclosure panels is they must be done at the factory level, won't be done outside of that. To play into just the finishing trims and making sure everything looks great, we will have built-in trim kits that you can build around the units to really just give it and elevate that look. And then last but not least, for customers that are looking for additional filters, we offer numbered filters. But again, reminder, products will come with roughly a year's supply, and we recommend to replace the carbon and ethylene filters every 3 to 6 months. Again, it depends on the application and how often and what you're putting in there. So we kind of went over a couple of the nuts and bolts, and now how does that play into the actual column warranty? So one is the Perlick column warranty is going to come with an industry-leading 3-year parts and labor warranty from the date of purchase. Now to put on top of that, we're also going to carry a 12-year parts-only warranty on the sealed system. And as you heard earlier with Tom, that sealed system job is exponentially easier. It's a job that takes 45 minutes, a one-man job, and that customer doesn't have their life disrupted. And once that refrigeration system and that whole sealed refrigeration deck is put in, you've basically got a brand new product again. So really, really strong warranty, especially when you tie in that refrigeration deck into the whole warranty story. Just a few reminders as the years go on, these are still new products, so it's less of an issue that you all will run into now. But just a reminder for products that are on the floor, 3 years or newer comes with the same warranty, no change. Anything 3 to 6 will have an adjusted warranty to 1 year. As you can see, ice makers will get 90. And then lastly, anything 6 years or older will be sold as is. These are just some reminders for those that have product on the floor that have been there a little bit longer, specifically when thinking about under counter.